Hello, folks, and welcome to today's episode of the Hospitable Hosts podcast. Today I'm speaking with Dylan from Welcome Screen. So, Dylan's going to be telling us a bit more about their new integration with Hospitable and how you can use Welcome Screen to improve your guest experience, get your brand out there, and also increase direct bookings and upsells. Stay tuned. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dylan.
Yeah, thank you, Miles. Appreciate you having us.
No worries. So obviously today we're here to kind of meet you a bit more, Dylan, and get to know Welcome Screen and learn more about it. So maybe you can start off with a bit of an elevator pitch of who you are and what Welcome Screen does.
Sure. My name's Dylan. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Welcome Screen. We are a digital guest experience and advertising platform for vacation rental hosts and hoteliers that allows you to create gorgeous welcome screens and also make money from advertising local businesses at your property.
Nice. Yeah. For anyone watching on YouTube, you can see Welcome Screen behind him. For anyone listening, trust me, it looks cool. We've got fish swimming around to welcome the guests. I like it. Sweet. So tell us a bit more about that journey of actually how you came about creating Welcome Screen. What was the aha moment or maybe a personal experience that led to kind of finding this solution?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, obviously, it's been around in luxury hotels for almost decades at this point. There's a reason they use it. First impressions are super important, and then just having that constant branded experience is also important. The problem with it is that it's not exactly accessible to the average person. It's extremely expensive to implement these legacy systems. Often, in times like close to in the tens of thousands of dollars. And also, in my opinion, the legacy screens, they don't look the best. So we were like, what if we can make this accessible and also better looking, right? And that was kind of the aha moment. We were like, hey, let's do it. We tried it. And yeah, that was kind of where we went from there. And we got going. I posted like the first iteration that we made of it on Facebook, and we got a ton of positive support. It was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Like, how do I get this? And that was kind of like, oh, we might be onto something here. We should continue building this and improving it.
Nice, awesome. And obviously, I guess there's a few benefits to using this, right? So I'm thinking brand, guest experience, maybe
Right.
driving direct booking.
Yeah.
Maybe you can kind of dive a little deeper on how customers are using it in different ways.
Sure, absolutely. First and foremost, like when we first came up with it, would be like, wouldn't it be amazing if you could greet your guests by their first name automatically in your property, right? Because it's kind of been a thing in hospitality for a while to write handwritten notes and stuff, which is amazing, right? But for a lot of people, that's not really a scalable thing to do. Or if you don't live near your property, providing handwritten notes to every guest is not really possible. So we're like, okay, first thing we need to do is get their name on the screen and make it automated, right? I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's actually been scientific research studies showing that people's favorite word is their own first name. When they come in, they see it, it's an instant dopamine rush. It just starts their stay off on a great foot. It's going to really help you with positive guest experiences, maybe making them a little more forgiving of whatever shortcomings your property has, or if you maybe forgot to clean a spot or whatever, right? And so that was what we initially did, and then we kind of built it out from there. So obviously, I don't know how much of the screen you can see, but there's many different parts of it. You can promote your brand, so you have your logo, your URL there. A lot of short-term rental guests and hotel guests, they're not even aware that it's a brand, right? And so making people aware that this is, we are a company, and this stay has been curated by a company. It's not just a random Airbnb. That's super important. And just giving guests that awareness. And if you have a screen with your company name and the URL on there, it's pretty obvious what it is. And then providing just key information, so when they walk in, they instantly get the Wi-Fi, contact details they need, all that kind of good stuff, right? I mean, obviously, you can get the Wi-Fi from your PMS or your guidebook, whatever it is, but if you have multiple people, if you have more than 5 people on the reservation, it's usually only one person who has that information. And so when everyone can walk in, see it instantaneously, and just get connected, that's a great thing. And then the last piece was like, how can we help people monetize their screens, right? And so we actually have partnered with Viator, and you can promote any of their 300,000 activities and tours on our screen. If any of them get booked through your screen or your guidebook, you can make 8% of the revenue. So it's actually can be quite a significant amount of money. I was actually reading a comment on one of our Facebook ads just before this, and some guy had said that he paid for his entire year's worth of Welcome Screen subscriptions in the first month, from activities. He's actually based in the Arctic, which is pretty cool. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
And then obviously it
crazy.
just looks great. I mean, I have like I have a coral reef in my office now, so it's pretty cool.
Nice. I love it. And so how much, so that's obviously, it's a great way of kind of improving the guest experience and having those kind of that, I guess, sort of an upsell feature.
Yeah.
How much can you personalize? Are you just kind of changing the name per guest and then, everything else is kind of changing per property?
Mhm.
How much flexibility is there in welcome screen?
Yeah, so I mean, you can change the name changes automatically based on the reservation and the dates. You can also change the message, like the longer message. So, say someone's coming for a birthday or an anniversary, and you want to do something really special for them. You can just go in there really quickly and write a custom birthday message or an anniversary message, and it will show up on their screen. Again, something really special and very personalized, and guests will really appreciate it. Just lets them know you're going that extra mile. In terms of the other stuff you can do with it, I mean, we have so many customers that are using us in so many different ways that I didn't even think people would use it in. You can make the background video whatever you want. We have people giving like tours of the area as the background video. We have
Nice.
QR codes that you can label and link to whatever you want, so people find all different kinds of ways of using those. You can, there's tons of different things you can do with it. We have multiple layouts. Like, you don't like the layout we have them behind me, we have multiple designs that you can choose from, right? So um, there's so many different ways. It's kind of, that's one of my favorite parts about it, is it's kind of up to the our customers' creativity and bringing their own personal style and twist to whatever they're designing and showing to their guests.
Nice, yeah, and welcome screens obviously kind of focus on creating that wow and that memorable first impression.
Mhm.
Just wondering, in your interactions with guests and reading the comments on your Facebook ads, have you seen hosts do anything else that's kind of stood out to you as a way to wow guests and kind of personalize that experience as they enter the property?
Yeah, so I mean, other than us, there's a ton of different things you can do. I mean, I just speaking of me personally, I mean, I manage one property,
Mm.
so I'm not a big property manager by any means. But I like to, the place I manage is in Hawaii, and I like to give people like a gift basket with all the local like Hawaiian goods. It ends up being about $10 a stay, and it's well worth it in my opinion. I just like mass buy the stuff from local stores.
Yeah,
And then the other thing I think is just making sure that the place is clean. Like, I think that's like, if it's not clean when they walk, I guess that's not really personalization, but it's something I have a huge focus on because I think it's arguably one of the most important things um, that is part of their stay. And then in terms of other personalization things, I mean, I'm just very receptive to individual requests. So, occasionally guest hosts will be like, hey, what's the best seafood in this specific area? Or like, I have this allergy. Like, do you have any recommendations of where I should go? And then, I'll make that effort to do a little bit of research and try to provide the best experience to my guests. Now, I know that's not exactly scalable, so that's kind of an issue for larger property managers. It's fine for me doing it because I only have one, but yeah, I understand it's not scalable. But the good part is welcome screen definitely is scalable, so you can at least get that part down.
nice, I love it. And obviously, it sounds like you've had some positive feedback on welcome screen from
Yeah.
customers. Have you had any other kind of, I guess, surprising stories and ways that people are using it and like has maybe come through in reviews and guest experience a bit more?
Yeah, so the most surprising one we've had was actually we've had a couple of people tell us that it's helped them land. A couple of property managers tell them it's helped them land more clients. So
Well,
if they're touring clients around like a portfolio of properties, just show them
yeah,
how they manage and all that kind of stuff, and they have it on. Um, Potential clients are usually really impressed with it. They always comment on it, it's like, wow, how are you doing that? Because it is typically something that's associated with higher end $1 billion hotel chains. So when they see it in like a regular residential listing, there's a crazy wow factor there. And it also just shows your level of professionalism as a company. So yeah, that's kind of been I didn't really think of that when we created the product. I didn't think it would be a benefit, but that is a surprising outcome that we've seen. And then yeah, I love hearing about how it positively impacts guest stays. I get messages all the time. People tell me like our guests love it. The feedback's been great. People have found all kinds of crazy ways to use it. So yeah, it's been great.
nice, that's awesome. And then maybe talking a bit more, I guess, about the challenges now of kind of building the product and bringing that kind of hotel level professionalism to short term rental hosts. Have you faced any challenges along the way? Has it been difficult to kind of get adoption, or has it been pretty welcoming to the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the main challenge is just working with the different TV companies, and obviously, most
Mm,
hosts have different kinds of TVs. So, dealing with navigating that is probably our biggest challenge. Different TV companies have different requirements of what you can and can't do. You have to develop them in
yeah.
different languages. Some things that are technically possible on some TVs aren't on other TV brands, right? So that's definitely the main challenge. I think just driving awareness, like our product works best with Google TV. And I think, you know, sometimes getting people to switch, you don't have to buy a full new Google TV. You can get like a Google
Mm,
TV device, and that allows it essentially to come on every single time they turn the TV on. So it's more of a consistent experience. Um, and it was a little challenging at first to get people to do it, but then, I've kind of been trying to educate people on like, hey, even regardless of our product, this, Google TV box is awesome. Like you should try it out. And we have been seeing a lot more people adopting those. And I do think people maybe have slight misconceptions about how hard it is to make this. I do get quite a few comments. It's like, wow, it's something I'm so surprised something like this hasn't really existed before. It's so simple. Like, why has no one done this? But like behind the scenes, there's like a huge amount of work that goes on into making it possible with all these different TV companies. And yeah, just getting it so it works properly and looks great it's taken a lot of hard work. But I'm really proud of where we are today.
yeah, nice. That's the thing. I think we often think about TVs as, well, it's just another screen. Maybe it's a slightly different size kind of thing, but
Right.
there's a lot of technology in the background, right?
Yeah,
That you have
absolutely.
to make work. Cool. Cool. So you guys obviously integrated with Hospitable as well. What does that integration allow hosts to do? Like, why is it important if they're a Hospitable user and they're thinking about getting a welcome screen? Why is it going to be important for them to actually connect the two accounts together?
Yeah, I mean, we love working with Hospitable. Every one of your customers we talk to doesn't have enough good things to say about you guys. The main benefit of it is just like you guys make it extremely integrate. You guys make it extremely easy to integrate external apps like us, and so for our shared customers, it just makes the experience extremely seamless. And yeah, essentially, all what we're doing is we're bringing in that reservation data for the names and the dates, and so it allows you to fully automate the experience with changing the name, making sure the checkout date is correct, and things like that, and just so that you don't have to be constantly manually fiddling with things on your screen. And once it's set up, you're just good to go, and you don't have to worry about it.
Nice, yeah, that makes sense. Cool, love it. And I kind of want to circle back a little bit, getting towards the end, last couple of questions, but we talked briefly about kind of upselling and creating your brand.
Yeah.
Um, do you see a lot of people trying to, and maybe you can't see this directly, but maybe there's customer case studies of this, but do you see a lot of your customers trying to drive direct booking with their welcome screen as well? Just wondering if that's something that you see a lot of people doing,
No, 100%.
especially with those QR codes.
No, the vast majority of our customers do use one of the QR codes to promote their direct booking site, and obviously they'll have their logo and URL there
Mm,
too. It's been a movement within the last few years to increase direct bookings, right? And there's a reason for
yeah.
that. It's important to have autonomy over your own business and not be, beholden to Airbnb or VRBO completely. But yeah, I mean, I would say like 99% of our customers use it to drive direct bookings. There are occasional people who are still 100% loyal to Airbnb, and so they don't use it for that. But
Mm.
it is a huge trend we've seen within our customers, and pretty much everyone does it.
Nice. And then silly, probably very easy technical question.
Mm.
The QR codes are basically created on welcome screen, right? We don't have to
Yeah,
kind of copy and paste in from elsewhere.
absolutely. Yeah, we generate them for you. Essentially,
Mm.
you label them how you want, so it can be like local guide or our direct booking site, and then you paste the URL you want it to send it to. We generate the QR code for you and put it on the screen. So it's super easy. It only takes a couple of seconds.
Nice. So easy.
Yeah.
Cool. So, final question that I often like to ask our partners
Mm.
is how do you think the short term rental market is going to be changing over the next 5 years? And that can be based on what Welcome Screen as a company is seeing, or just kind of generally kind of macro trends. What are you seeing coming down the pipe?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to get increasingly competitive. I think the people that got into it, maybe 5 years ago when it was super easy, you could throw any old house on there and make a ton of money. They're
Mhm.
going to slowly get pushed out. You're going to have to stand out, whether that be through your amenities, your guest experience, your reviews. Like you're going to have to be, if you want to make a good living doing short-term rentals, you're going to have to be one of the top ones. And yeah, I think you can do that in various ways. I think Welcome Screen fits into that future nicely, right? Because it's helping set you apart from the competition, where not many people are doing this kind of or yet, and they walk in, they get that luxury hotel experience right away, and it will definitely help you set you apart from that competition and provide that next level stay, which will make you more memorable and make them want to come back again next time.
Nice, cool. Okay, I think final question would be, where do people go to find out more about Welcome Screen?
Sure. I mean, you can go to our website, welcomescreen.com. Super simple. We do have a 7-day free trial if you do want to trial it, test it out, see it for yourself. Highly recommend doing so. And yeah, you can email us if you have any questions. We're usually pretty responsive. And yeah, we're here to help you out wherever we can.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dylan. Great chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Miles. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you again for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Hospitable Hosts podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcasts, please, and thank you.